obviously you get to practice with him every day, but just like Ryan's confidence I think it's a career high 21 shots, it's a career high 32 points, going back and forth with Steph. Just kind of what did you maybe see from him tonight, or what have you seen from him that suggested that this might be possible?
He was hooping, Brian's a hooper, like he be in here grinding every single day. He's a pro. I know he definitely had a little something extra for this game tonight too, because given the circumstances, which I don't need to explain, but he's a hooper, and so that's a heck of a performance tonight. It wasn't just on the offensive side too. He turned us up defensively. He set the tone off the rip, guarded Steph the whole game. Like that's a heck of a performance.
There's that spot in the fourth quarter where he's bumping Steph a couple times, and then they hit him with like 2 hard fouls, like right in a row. Just not that it's like wrong or anything, but for him to like,
you can say it.
But for him to like play through it and still hit shots, keep composure, and kind of close that out.
Yeah, I mean it shows a level of maturity because sometimes there's some outside stuff that you can't control, and you just got to suck it up, pause, and just keep hooping. And he did that. And he led us to a great win. That's a tough team to play against. Obviously down big fella GA, but we just as a unit rallied together. That's a great team win.
You had faced him in previous years. What did you kind of learn about Ryan, kind of just during the preseason, having him as a teammate?
Just that he's a hooper. He knows how to play the game. And me and him we chop it up a bunch. We've obviously played a bunch of minutes together. Practice we've been on the same team a lot. And he's a dude who just competes. He plays both sides of the ball, can shoot it, handle it, pass it, and he's a hooper. And that's that's a big time performance tonight. Prime time against the Golden State Warriors. The odds is always going to usually be in their favor, but we had to go remix that joint tonight.
Cole, can you speak to the cohesiveness and the trust with the bench unit? Even in these last handful of games where guys have been shuffled up to the starting group, yet here comes another wave, and yet it seems like no one's missed a beat. That chemistry is pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, and Doc has said it. He said it mad times. That we have a team where it's like, given any night, it might be a different person going to get it. And so he's just like, as a team, we got to remain positive and be just as happy as in a game where you take 2 shots compared to a game where you take 15 shots. As long as your team is winning, like, at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. And so just as a unit, I think we've done a great job just supporting each other and, holding each other accountable. But at the same time, just knowing that we all on the same team, we want to see that person next to us succeed.
Cole, where did that mindset that y'all kind of shared, bench and just the whole team, where do you think that started? Was that something where do you think that comes from at this point? Right now?
I just think that we got a team that 1 through 15 you can throw any of us on the court and we're gonna find a way to go win some games. I just think that just says a lot about the players who we are. Excuse me. Team we put together. Like we got a lot of dogs on this team. We got a lot of dudes who are just really selfless and are giving up themselves for the team, and it's showing on the court, and that's why we've been able to get these wins.
4-1 start, but not only that, you beat the Knicks, beat the Warriors. Just how important is it to get off to this good start?
I think it's extremely important.
Lentils? What's that, protein?
He said lentils?
Yes.
That's disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. I would never. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm a child. What was the question? My fault, man. Sorry. I apologize.
Just how important was it to get off to a good start this season?
I just think that for us, I think getting off to this good start is important. I think why would you want to get off to a bad start? I mean, it just puts you in a hole. So I think for this team, I think we've just taken every single game seriously. We've tried to take it one game at a time, not look too far into the future, and just take this joint one game at a time. And by the time we get to April, we're gonna look up and we're gonna be in a pretty good spot. So I just think we gotta just keep taking the game seriously, not try to cheat the game, and just remain a unit and just stay bought in.
Thank you.
All right, y'all.